People, Deluded, I'm back again. Good evening, and I hope you're all doing well and safe. Now, Arsenal's under-23s versus their Everton counterparts away from home to Everton drew 3-3, basically. Drew 3-3. Like, it's a crazy game, and I think both managers will probably be disappointed in all 3 goals that both teams conceded. From an Arsenal point of view, I was very disappointed in the goals we conceded, but I do think some individuals on the night shone. I do think it was a good performance. I do think we did well. We took the lead, and ultimately we didn't get 3 points, having held on to it at a period. So there's stuff that can be done. Everton the same. So there's a lot of learning points. We obviously knew going into this game, Everton's a good side. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but they're the current under-23 champions. There's a lot to be said about Everton's pathway, because I believe they've got a lot of talents, not just necessarily to make it there because it's tough, but a lot of them people, even specifically the under-23s at Everton, should be going getting senior football. Sims scored 2 goals against us. We know he's a certified striker, and for him, he can't be playing under-23s football next season. And Everton people will know better than me. They've got a number of people. They've got Gibson, they got him. I can't remember his name, but the youth that begins with a B, and I'm sure he made his Everton first team debut a couple of years ago. They have the young 16-year-old lad. I wrote his name down, Tyler Onyago, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong. He looked decent when he came off the bench, and I did some further research into him, people, and it seems like he's been progressing fairly well at Everton. So he might be one for Everton fans to get behind and get excited about, or just realise their potential. Obviously, João Virginia, former Arsenal player, now Everton, didn't have the best of loan spells at Reading. It was a testing period for him. It helped him develop, but we know they've got some pedigree. Going into the game, I did think it took us about 10 minutes to wake up, really. I did feel we was kind of second best in the initial start of the game. I did think Everton started slightly better. But literally after the 10-minute mark, we woke up, we started to play. I think Olayinka, playing on the flanks, had a very good game, and I'm sure he's 19 now. He should be looking at his situation, trying to get senior football, because he's been playing quite well when given the opportunity, obviously training with the first team, and obviously doing his thing at 23's level. He went off with the first team for pre-season, and he had a good game, and he will get on to his goal, but his goal was a striker's finish, people. That was probably the one decent thing. I think there was a good move for one of our goals. I wrote down the notes, but after that we woke up, man. We was playing decent football. I think Medley, our centre half, he should be going and getting senior football somewhere, because listen, the guy can play some very lovely passes, man. I think he got an assist technically for one of the goals as well. Medley's passing range is very good. Obviously, that's not all there is to being a defender, but some of the passes, very much the modern day centre half in that regards. I feel Matt Smith had a good game as well. We're doing our thing after that period, and shortly after, like I said, waking up and being in the game, we've taken the lead. Lovely ball in. Olowu, forgive me for mispronunciation, has risen the highest, and he's done his thing from a set piece, more or less. We go ahead, and I think at that period it's deserved, because we upped it and we was playing quite decent. Now, for these players to go and want to play first team football, they have to get cheap mistakes out of their game, and I felt we gifted Everton's goal, really. It's a goal kick from our keeper. It's not the best of goal kicks, but what really shot us in the foot is we're second best to the first and second balls. If you don't know what I'm talking about, literally picture a goalkeeper booting a ball. When the ball's obviously gravity, the ball's going to come down. First headers, second headers, get under control. We failed to do that, and eventually Sims, who scores goals for fun, is slipped in. He does the rest, and it's a good finish, people. And they go 2-1. I mean, they pull it level at 1-1, people. Again, they shortly after went 2-1 ahead, and again it's Sims. But we're inventing our own mistakes, people, really and truly. We're caught high up the field. It's a poor pass from I believe it was Bowler. It's intercepted. It's actually Medley's tracking back, but it's no match, man. Once Sims has got in his stride and going through on goal, it's a wrap, people. He slots it home. Arsenal for our good start, and I feel we've been doing very decent in the game. We've shot ourselves in the foot, and we're 2-1 behind at this moment, and we've gifted Everton their goals, to be fair with you. They haven't really... It's good individual play to make the opportunity, but it's not like they had to work for them. We've gifted them their goals by not concentrating, people. Obviously, one bright spark is we went into this second half level, because Medley, like I said, his passing range, he played a lovely ball. Now, again, the Everton gaffer must be livid with his players, because it's a lovely ball from deep, from Medley, from the centre half position, but the Everton lad makes a mess of it. He mistimes it really, and Olayinka's there, and he slots home. Like I said, that was a good finish from him as well. And I think he deserved his goal because I think defensively we was giving Everton too much space out wide, and especially their fullbacks. But I feel Olayinka had a decent game. He was full of energy, and he deserved his goal because he was one of them that looked like if anyone's going to make something happen, it's going to be him today, people, really and truly. So it is what it is in that regards. Second half starts and it's more of the same. I think for both teams, they tried a bit more, but it just became a game of errors, really and truly. But I did think both teams upped the standard in the second half. But again, we're gifting people goals, really and truly. It's poor defensive play from us, and we've conceded a cheap goal to Everton's. I believe Gibson scored, and we're 3-2 down at this moment in time, people. Like I said, both teams are making quite a few errors, and it's unlike us at this level, really and truly. One thing I will be proud of is the manner in which we scored as well, because it was a lovely build up to the goal. Balogun was actually involved, and I don't think he had the best of games. He didn't really get too much service and whatnot, but he was involved in the goal. McNeff was involved in the goal. Quite a few players were involved in the actual move, and it eventually fell to Smith. Smith poked it home, and it's a vital goal at that period of time, people. I feel Smith had a good game. He worked hard. You always know with Matthew Smith, he's going to work hard. He's got an engine. He's very decent technically. Obviously, it's 3-3. We can't not talk about the red card for Bowler. Again, the less said on these sort of things, the better. But for the main thing for this game is I feel 23's football is a graveyard, but these are the one games in a season at this level I believe players individually and collectively as a team can learn from, because if you make certain mistakes or don't do things in the senior level, regardless of if you're going to make it at Arsenal or Everton respectively, you're not going to be trusted by your managers. And this is why I preach getting out of under 23's football as quick as you can. Even more so for the Everton lads, because I'm not watching Everton religiously, but I am peeping over here and there, and they've got some good players. And listen, Tom Davies came through the academy, so I'm not going to say the pathway isn't there and there isn't any opportunities. And I think John Joe Kelly, I don't know where he is now, I think he's gone alone somewhere, got some opportunities. But they've got some lovely players at Everton, and I don't know if the pathway is there, but some of them should be looking to play senior football. We live to breathe another day. If you offered me a point, considering the context of how decent Everton are at this level, I would have taken a point before the game. Obviously, we took the lead, and that's disappointing not to get 3 points, but we didn't lose when both teams should have really lost this game. I feel it was a game of errors, and really one where both sets of players can go back to the drawing board and really think about what went right and wrong in this game. But in that regards, there's nothing more to say. I've been rambling on enough. People, thank you for watching. DG, I'm out.